What's up, guys? Mad Fragger back again. I got another fragrance review video for you, and today we're going to be talking about 9 a.m. Dive from Afnan. I'm going to do an unboxing and first impressions on this fragrance. And I know what you may be thinking, Mad Fragger, what are you doing? It's fall, the weather's cool outside. Why are you reviewing what's, presumably a fresh spring, summer, warm weather type of fragrance? Well, first of all, let me just say that I feel like you can wear any fragrance you want at any time that you want. Whatever tickles your pickle, go for it. But yes, there are certain fragrances that are more appropriate or better suited for cooler weather as there are for warmer weather. But this one I picked up at my local TJ Maxx. I was poking around in TJ Maxx today and I saw that they had this fragrance, and I've kind of had this one on my radar. I've been interested in checking this one out. I do have 9 p.m., which is a great fragrance, really nice, sweet bubblegummy style, like just powerhouse fragrance here. This one gets, there's no shortage of hype in the community around this one. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. And if you aren't, then, go ahead and step out from under that rock you've been living under and join the rest of us, because 9 p.m. is a hype beast type of fragrance. You see this pop up everywhere, whether it be Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, whatever. You see this one pop up a lot, and for good reason. This is a great fragrance. Now there's also just a 9 a.m., just plain old 9 a.m., and that one I'm not real familiar with. I might pick that one up sometime just to kind of see what's going on there. But for the time being, I want to do just a quick unboxing and first impressions on this one, let you know what I think of it. I have heard a couple people say that this one is one that after it macerates, after it sits for a little while, gets a little better. And so the way I see it, I pick this one up now, and maybe by the time spring and summer comes and it's the time where I'd be wearing this a little more, then it'll be good to go and ready to flow. So let's go ahead and get this open and see what we're dealing with here. Now, I have, looked into this. I have researched this fragrance a little bit. And from what I've seen in the reviews, most people say that this is a combination of different pieces of different type of fresh blue style type of fragrances. I've heard it compared to Dylan Blue, Bleu de Chanel, YSLY, even Louis Vuitton Afternoon Swim. I've heard a lot of different, people say that this is a combination of a few different types of fragrances kind of put together. Dylan Blue as well. So I guess that kind of makes it in a way maybe unique, because if it's not, 9 a.m. is an Afnan fragrance, and Afnan is typically a clone fragrance house that does clone fragrances inspired by fragrances. And it's kind of refreshing that this one isn't a clone or inspired by fragrance that's trying to directly represent a more expensive designer or niche fragrance. That in fact, this one, from what I've heard, is more of its own thing, but it's kind of taken a page out of the book from different other fragrances and just kind of putting it all together. So here's the presentation. A little bit different than the 9 p.m. box, if I remember correctly. Definitely a nice sturdy cardboard. And then when you open it up, you got the bottle sits inside the box there, and then in the background you got like a kind of an ocean scene. Now I will say this, when it comes to blue fragrances, I am not the biggest fan of aquatic, like straight aquatic style fragrances. I do like a fresh fragrance that has an aquatic feel to it, It has an aquatic vibe, and that's what I've heard about this one, and that's what I'm hoping for here. And I also, when it comes to kind of freshy, kind of blue fragrances, I also prefer a blue fragrance that's not just kind of like a straight blue aquatic kind of run of the mill. I like it to have a little character. I like it to have a little depth. And again, that's what I've been hearing about this one. So here's the bottle. It's just the same as the 9 p.m. bottle. The only difference is the cap on the 9 p.m. is like this kind of darker, kind of gunmetal style, and this one is more of like a silver orb, and the cap is about this is the same as the 9 p.m. Nice, really heavy metal cap, thick glass. Bottle feels great in the hand, good and thick. So let's give this a couple sprays and let's see what we're doing. I'm going to go right on skin here. I'm not even going to bother with the test strip. Atomizer check. Good atomizer, about the same as what you'd get from 9 p.m. Yeah, guys, really already like this. I'm kind of like, okay, again, on this channel, I'm just going to kind of give you my opinions, and you can go and watch any number of review channels. There's hundreds of them. But if you're watching my channel, thank you very much, by the way. I'm going to try to just give you my take, and just my take off first impression, just right out of the air, first spray. This has like an Invictus-y kind of vibe, even like definitely fresh and bright and energetic and crisp and all that. But yeah, the first thing that I thought of was like a kind of Invictus-y kind of vibe, and that's one that I haven't heard anybody, when they've described this fragrance and kind of compared it, like it's got little bits of this, bits of that. I mean, that's just me. So let me go ahead and get this on my skin here. Oh wait, I had something up there I was testing. Let me go on the hand. A few good sprays on the hand, and let's see what we're working with here. On the air, it already smells really great. Again, like I said, it just a kind of like just a quick little vibe that I got of like kind of Invictus-y kind of vibe, but not saying that, oh yeah. Yeah, I really like this already. I know I just sprayed it and I'm going right to it. First of all, no alcohol blast, no cheap synthetic kind of vibes coming off of this. Even designer blue fragrances, a lot of times, like Sauvage, for instance, you get a little bit of that kind of sharp, kind of you know what I mean, like a synthetic kind of sharp blast in the beginning, but this comes off really nice, really smooth, really well balanced, just right off the rip. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this already. And again, like I say, it's got a vibe that kind of like, gives you like a feel like a fresh aquatic kind of vibe, but I don't think there's aquatic notes necessarily. It just kind of has that kind of vibe though. And it's not just like a freshy, like a fresh blue, kind of like bright, fresh blue. It's got some depth here. Yeah, like I'm really getting a little bit of like almost like richness to it. Yeah, I like this already. Now, obviously, this is a first impressions, unboxing first impressions kind of thing. I'm not going to be able to give you any kind of idea on projection or performance or anything like that. What I will say is that from what I've heard in the community, that I've heard varying opinions as far as the performance on this one goes. I've heard people say that it is about five. It's like a 5-hour performer. That it doesn't have the greatest performance. It's kind of on the average to just above average range. And then I've heard people say that it's an all-day kind of thing. Even I've heard people rave about the performance, and I've seen reviews where people say the performance is around average, not as good. One thing you got to remember is 9 p.m. is a monster performer. Like 9 p.m. is a great performing fragrance. It's like 10 plus hours, great projection, gets you noticed, stands out, and this is, obviously this is a fresher style of fragrance. It's not the same kind of style of scent profile as 9 p.m. So I wouldn't expect it to be as good a performer as 9 p.m. And maybe a lot of people, after they've tried 9 p.m. and then they pick this joint up, they're thinking like, oh, well, 9 p.m. is like a monster. Like this has got to be. No, this is more than likely going to be more of a casual, easy to wear, dumb reach, whatever kind of like adjective you want to put on it, type of fragrance. But unlike some other dumb reach, casual, fresh fragrances that I've tried in the past, this one has some character to it. It has some personality, which I like. And yeah, I think this is going to be a really good one. It does, I'll be honest, it does seem a little bit on the lighter side as far as like, when you spray it and how it's coming off the skin. Like it's not just jumping off your skin and like, smacking in the face. Although I can already tell that there's like a nice kind of spicy, fresh spicy kind of thing going on. Like I think there's pink pepper in the top here, and lemon, and then I know there's ginger in the base here, and that ginger seems like it's kind of like providing a little bit of like snappiness, but then at the same time, there is some incense in the mid of this fragrance, and I think that incense, much like it does in the fragrance like say Bleu de Chanel, kind of gives it some depth and some character, and that's what I'm getting out of this. Yeah, I'm really liking this. I think that this is going to be a really good one. I'm going to give this a wear, even though, again, as I said in the beginning, it's not exactly the kind of weather that you would wear a fragrance like this necessarily, but I'm going to give it a wear and see how it performs, see how it feels off of my skin, and see how I like it on a full wear. But right now, just off first impressions, I gotta say, I really like this one. Now, for me, I am as far as like fragrances in general go. I am much more of a fan of. I'm a big leather fragrance lover. I love leather fragrances. I love rich, dark, deep fragrances. I like fragrances with oud and sandalwood. There is some creamy sandalwood in here too, but man, I do like this. I'm more of a like kind of I would say that cool weather fragrances are much more my cup of tea than fresh fragrances, especially blue fragrances, and especially even more so kind of boring blue fragrances, if you know what I'm saying, like just kind of like everyday, like but this one seems like it's going to be a one that I'm really going to like. And for somebody like me who is, I'm very picky when it comes to fresh fragrances in general, and especially when it comes to blue fragrances. Like, I don't have a lot of blue, quote unquote, blue fragrances in my collection. And there's a reason, because they're just not like, when it comes to fresh fragrances, I like fresh stuff, yeah, but not as much into the blue stuff as much. So yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of trepidation as far as what this one was going to be like and how I was going to like it. But and again, I know this is just first impression, first spray, first try, but I feel like after when I give this one a full wear, especially when I wear this in a little warmer weather situation, and after this has had a chance to sit on my shelf for a few months, when this spring comes, I think this is going to be one I'm going to be reaching for a lot. I do enjoy it a lot off the first impression. I do like what it's doing. I do like the character of it. I love the bottle. I love the color here, this bright kind of turquoise color. Uh, and yeah, I mean, I really like this so far. And, if you guys are considering picking this one up, then yeah, off of first impression, and I know that's not a lot to go on, but just off of my first impressions of it, I would say give this one a shot, give this one a try, because it does seem like it's going to be really great. And I will do a full wear of it and then get back with a full review after I've given it a couple full wears and give you a little bit better idea of what I'm thinking about it after I've worn it. But off of first impressions, I really like it. It's fresh a fresh scent, but it has like it's like lively and uplifting and airy, but at the same time, it's got some depth to it, some character, and I love that. And I'm really liking how this is going so far. I like how this is going. Was that oh, I forget who that is that sings that. I like how this is going. I forget the song, exactly the title of the song. But anyway, guys, I'm the Mad Fragger. I want to thank you for watching this unboxing and watching another video. And I will see you next time.